Welcome back to WallEd Tech, 60 days of Google tips for educators. Today's tip will be about Google Forms. We're going to talk about how to make a rubric using Google Forms so that you can grade multiple student responses without having to use paper. So here we are in our Google form. You'll notice I've titled it Rubric. What you're going to want to do for your rubric is you're going to want to add a question that becomes either a multiple choice grid or a checkbox grid. I prefer the checkbox grid. And what you're going to find is your rows are going to be the topics that you're grading. So let's say this is an English class and I want to grade for grammar. Well, let's say grammar's too general. Let's do spelling. And then let's say our next part of our rubric is capitalization. And then maybe the next part is speaking. They're doing a presentation. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here for the columns and you're going to put how many points that can be earned for each one of these. So let's say that each section of your rubric is worth 5 points, but students can earn partial credit depending on how well they do. Then you can come in here and set the points up. And then what you have when you are finished, if you preview this, is you have a rubric. So you come in, you type in the student's name, and then you can say, all right, spelling, they get 3 points for spelling, 5 for capitalization, 4 for speaking. And then when you're done, you have a total score for that student on your rubric. And of course, this can be anything you want it to be down these rows, whatever it is your topic that you're grading in your rubric. And then whatever your point totals are for each section, you can put in here as well. And this allows you to grade each student and get a score without having to write it all down on paper. I'll give you one more tip on that. If this was me and I was setting this up for a class, what I would do is I would make sure that my first question here at the top was a short answer question, and it would be student name. So we make this the student name, and now I'll know whose score this belongs to. And then the other thing I would do is under here I would add another paragraph question that was comments. So I could type up comments as well as I graded this one. So I would have all of my scores in my comments. And if we preview this, now we have a Google form where I enter the student's name, I give them their score for each section, and any comments I have on their work that they turned in or the presentation that they're giving. So I hope that helps using Google Forms as a rubric.